What's up, guys? Welcome back to FishOfHex. Today we're going to be doing a 6-month review on the Jebao TW-60 powerheads that I have here in the 300-gallon reef. Now, if you're not familiar with these powerheads or how they work or how they're hooked up, I will link the install video in the description for this tank so you guys can check out where I have them installed, why I have them there, also the programming through the Apex and all that good stuff for those of you trying to kind of imitate my setup. Now, if you have kind of new to the channel and you haven't seen these powerheads before, I did use a similar version, the WP40s, in my previous tank, which was the 125-gallon reef, and I was very successful with those. Never had any issues besides the fact that they needed to be cleaned just like any other powerhead. And on top of that, I was also using the PP8s, which I currently am using a different version of those in the frag tanks. Again, had a much better experience in the 125 than my current 2 setup. So with that said, let's go ahead and move into the review. I'm going to try to make this quick and painless as possible. Alright, so the first thing I want to talk about here is the price point. Now, if you're looking for a cheap powerhead with a lot of controllability right out of the box, then Jebao is a good route for you. Just understand that with everything in life, you get what you pay for, and I'll talk about that a little bit later in the video. If you're looking to have something for pretty much any size tank, they make nano versions all the way up to these WP or these TW-60s, virtually the same thing, for the exception that the magnet's a little bit different. And they will control, and they put a ton of flow out. These ones in particular put out about 5,000 gallons per hour when they're at 100%, and when I have my surge modes, aka my detritus modes within this 300, I'm pushing about 20,000 gallons per hour at any point in time, trying to pick that detritus up, getting into the overflow and down into the filter socks. Now, if you're looking for a pump that's going to last multiple years and all you really have to do is clean it every 6 or so months to make sure it works properly, then Jebao's probably not the option for you. The reason why I say that is if you were to ask me that same question a couple years ago, I would have said, hey, Jebao is an awesome, reliable source pump. It definitely works. There's no problems with it. But as with the Jebao dosing pump, I have noticed that the build quality has kind of diminished. They're not lasting as long. Things are just not working the way they should. And that is pretty apparent with the new pumps that I've got here for the 300. Already 6 months, not even 6 months, because it died about 30 days ago. So we're going to say about at the 5-month mark, one of the motors burnt out on the powerhead. Now, luckily enough, I had an additional motor here because I always keep one around, because pumps like this and equipment like that tends to die, and you just kind of live and learn and prepare for that kind of stuff. Now, I don't want to just focus on the negative because there are some positives, and I have to give it a fair review for the fact that I've used them for so long. Now, one of the really good positive things about this is that they have a strong magnet. It doesn't scratch the glass. It's easy to remove. There's no issues with that. Also, the fact that you can connect it to the Apex with that Jebao to Apex adapter allows you to control the waves at night, during the day, again, those surge modes. There's a lot of things that you can do with this pump, but I feel that all that positive stuff is going to be shadowed through the fact that the build quality has changed and the pumps are no longer as reliable as they used to be. Now, there is something that you can do to hopefully extend the life of this powerhead, and that is clean the impeller often. Now, over the last 6 months, when I originally added these pumps to the tank, they were only pulsing back and forth at 50%. Now, I've had to slowly and gradually increase that over the last 6 months until they were at 100%. They couldn't do anymore, but yet the waves and the flow in the tank never changed. That tells me that that impeller is not getting the speed and power that it needs from the motor, and that might be a reason why that one engine burnt out. I can't confirm that. I just can only guess that that might be part of the reason, because once I clean these power heads and put them back in the tank, I was actually shooting waves at 100% out of my tank. I came down here after about 15 minutes and I was like, oh crap, there's water on the floor, what's going on? And looked to see that there was a huge 6-inch wave in my tank. And that just goes to show that they are losing power over time because they're not being cleaned. Now, I will say that cleaning a pump every 3 months seems to be unacceptable, but if you want to save money and not go out and buy the MP60s or something like that, you want to go this cheaper route, you will have to sacrifice the maintenance and do more of it in hopes that it will extend the life of the power heads. Now, I'm going to go ahead and end this video by saying, if you're on a budget and you're willing to do the maintenance, go ahead and stick with the Jebao pumps. I don't think that the quality is going to get worse, but you never know. A lot of companies, when they start making money and they become popular, they try to pinch pennies and try to cut corners and hope to make more profit because they're selfish. That's just how some businesses are. And of course, with that, the quality is always sacrificed. Now, again, if you want to save money, go the Jebao route. Hook it up to your Apex, have a good old time with that. Understand, again, that you're going to have to go ahead and do more maintenance. Now, will I be using these pumps in the future? Well, I have 4 of them working in my tank right now. when they die, they will be replaced with something else. I'm not sure what route I'm going to go yet. I do have a budget for this tank. This tank is way beyond more than I've ever wanted to spend on a reef tank, so dropping more money or a couple more grand into the tank is not something I want to do, but I will if necessary. And yeah, so I will not be replacing these pumps with another Jebao brand or anything like that. Just like with the Jebao dosing pump, I'm now using the dosing pump from Apex because it just, again, the quality has kind of gone downhill. Same with the frag tank. Once those die, I will replace them with an MP series of some sort because they are a smaller tank. And yeah, so that's pretty much it for my review. Again, good for a budget, bad for long-term success. It's up to you. Again, we all make decisions, and you can do whatever the hell you want to do. So other than that, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, let me know. Don't forget to check out my previous video talking about the 20K subscriber contest, and check out the website for coral sales. And I'll see you guys either Friday or Monday. Later.